ResortLoop.com is proudly sponsored by Joffrey's Coffee and Tea Company. Indulge in a taste from the South Pacific. Joffrey's new Disney Parks and Resorts blend, Alani, brings the islands to you. Blended with Hawaiian Kona beans and roasted to perfection, Alani is buttery smooth with a tropical sweet aftertaste. Available at Alani or Joffreys.com.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas. To our new passengers, aloha and welcome aboard.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. I'm Tim Scott.
And I'm his lovely wife, Dawn.
This is a live, semi-live trip report. We are currently holed in during Tropical Storm Colin here at Coronado Springs Resort. This is very exciting. Dawn, do you think we're going to make it through this alive?
I think there's a good possibility.
Everyone is hyping up the storm down here right now. For us, it's just rain.
It's a little drizzle.
Yeah, it's nothing we haven't seen in Ohio for the most part. Now, I'm assuming a full-fledged hurricane slightly different.
I'm sure. I'm sure like probably, on the west coast of Florida, they're getting it a lot worse, and it's a lot worse north. But I don't know what county this is, and so I don't know where anything is, and they're really, really hyping it down here.
They are. It's kind of fantastic. I love watching TV stations hype the weather. I don't know why. It just amuses me so. Anyway, so on this trip, we've noticed a lot of notifications and things for telling parents to supervise their children. What do you think about this?
I have never seen that before, where they constantly say, please supervise your children. There are signs everywhere that say, please supervise your children. So I'm assuming this has come out of people not supervising their children.
That would be the case. We've noticed a lot on the trams.
Well, it's not even the children. It's the ding-dong adults. We had the most un-Disney-like experience on our tram to the Magic Kingdom. The person in the back had called for no more boarding, and he had walked the length of the tram like they're supposed to, making sure the kids are in the middle and the strollers are folded and the doors are shut. He did what he was supposed to do.
Making sure everything's safe.
Gets to the back, starts the safety announcement, talking about, please sit, don't stand. You lose something, don't try to retrieve it, just wait. The whole spiel goes on.
And they play it twice, once in English, once in Spanish.
Yes, and it's not short.
No.
So we're sitting there, and we were in the very front of the one tram car. So we had another family facing us, and we were facing forward. And lots of people were standing by the little poles there waiting for the next tram, because the trams were full, because it was in the morning. Right. And another family comes up, and there was an empty row behind us for whatever reason. Even though there was people standing there, I guess there just wasn't a lot of people to get on that tram at the moment. Right. And a guy comes up, and the lady who was sitting facing us said, "Sir, they've called for no more boarding." And he goes, "Oh, really?" And she goes, "Yes." He goes, "So what are they going to do if I get on board?" And he did. And I'll tell you what they do if that happens. The guy walks the length of the tram again, and then he starts the safety announcements again. So this one family held up the entire tram for several minutes because he was from Oklahoma. And that's what he said. They said, "What's he going to do?" "I'm from Oklahoma." So apparently, if you're from Oklahoma, you get to do what you want.
That's true. Apparently, he had to get there sooner than everybody else.
Well, he held up the rest of us that could have been there sooner by several minutes because they had to go through the whole spiel again. And I don't want to knock on the whole state of Oklahoma because I have a very lovely friend that lives there. And I'm sure he's not representative of his entire state.
I'm sure.
But he did make the announcement. That's why we know he's from Oklahoma. So I could only hope that none of his fast pass worked that day.
Wow.
Or he didn't have any, couldn't get any. He needs karma.
The Disney karma was going to come back and bite him.
Exactly. And then we had another un-Disney-like event.
Oh my goodness. Don't get me wrong. This has been a fantastic trip so far. We're only a couple days in.
It has. It's been a wonderful trip so far, except getting here. That wasn't good. But before that, once we got here, it was a good trip. But, I understand people are spending a ton of money to come to Disney and to get the full Disney experience. And everybody wants the full Disney experience, and that's fantastic. But, it's not that hard to be kind, and kindness doesn't cost anything. And the people that we have noticed, they're all about me. And I think a lot of it comes from the social media world that we do live in, that they post every little thing about their life, like everybody is completely interested in it. They post a ton of stuff on YouTube because they think everybody wants to see everything about them. But, they're just so self-absorbed at this point that I don't think they stop and consider there's other people around them. So we're at Ohanas, the Polynesian.
Fantastic dinner.
It was a wonderful dinner. And we had a reservation for 9:20 because we got in kind of late, wanted to nap, clean up, and then go for a nice dinner. And the perk of going at that time is you get to see Wishes. And they turn on the music for Wishes in the restaurant, when it starts. And not all of the restaurant can see Wishes. They're the people that sit in the back behind the grill can't see.
It's just not possible.
It's not. And so we had a very, very nice view of Wishes. We weren't right up against the windows, but there's like 2 rows of tables, and then there's a walkway, and then there's more tables behind that. And we were in the first table right past the walkway. Mm-hmm. So we had a very nice view of the castle, very nice view of Wishes. The minute it started, so the people in the back came out and stood right in the walkway between the 2 sections of the restaurant, so that now the people by the window can see Wishes, the people standing in the walkway can see Wishes, but those of us sitting at the tables behind them could not see at all.
No.
And I didn't know what to say. We just stood there with our mouths hanging open.
Is this really happening?
Like, I couldn't believe people were that inconsiderate. They didn't even say, oh, am I in your way? Or, I'll, scooch down a little bit. Fortunately, while we're sitting there with our mouths hanging wide open, the table next to us, the father very politely said, excuse me, but you're blocking all of the tables that are here by standing in front of us. And the people were very nice. They moved over down toward the grill area so that they could still see. Mm-hmm. And I get it isn't really fair that some people get to see Wishes from their table, some don't. But that's just the toss-up. It's the luck of the draw where you're seated at Ohanas.
Right. Some people just get so excited, I think they just don't think about anybody else. Once you point it out, they're like, I can't believe I just did that. But not everyone's like that, though.
No, Oklahoma man was not like that. So, and then, like I said, they were very nice. They moved, but you're just like, oh my goodness. So it was kind of weird.
That was kind of weird. I will say, the waiter gave me 2 iced teas. That always helps out your tip.
Absolutely. He was very good. They were very, very nice. The food was delicious as always. The dessert is just phenomenal. Mm-hmm. It was delicious. We had a very good meal there.
Right. We'll do a full post-trip report later. Is there anything else we should bring up right now? Right. We're only about, 3 days into our trip? Mm-hmm. 3 days in. And the weather up until this tropical storm has actually been, it's been very hot.
It's June in Florida. It's hot.
We knew that going in.
We did. So, I guess we'll touch on our Soarin adventure.
Oh my gosh. I blocked that out already. And that was just, 2 days ago. Here you go.
So we decided one night to go to Epcot. And we didn't have a whole lot of time, but we wanted to eat dinner down at Seasons because that's always our favorite. Although they changed it. I think they used to have some type of beef with broccoli and they changed it to Mongolian beef. And I wasn't prepared for how spicy that was. It was good. It was just spicy, and I can't do that kind of spicy. So I probably would pick something else, pick something different. But Mackenzie loved hers, and you had fish tacos and said they were really good.
They were really good.
So we always have really nice things. And here's a good tip that I did not know until I went through the line. But not every restaurant offers this. Not every counter service place offers this. But at Seasons, they do. You can take your receipt back up and you can get a refill of your soft drink.
That was fantastic.
It was, because I was really thirsty and I really, really wanted another Coke. So I thought that was really nice because they're very expensive. I would have paid for another one had the cashier not said, save your receipt, and if you want a refill before you leave, you can come and get a refill. That was nice. So then we decided we would do Living with the Land, which Mackenzie loves. And then after that, we thought we'd see Soarin'. And I'm kind of glad that we had the opportunity to see the old movie again. A little sad that we won't be here to see the new.
I know.
But I'm glad we get to see the old one again, because I do love it. So we got in line, and what'd they say, about 90 minutes? I think we were supposed to, we were standby. We didn't have fast passes.
Did it start at like 40 and jump to 80, or it jumped from 60 to 80 just as we were standing there?
Quickly. Yeah, it was like at 40, and as we were getting in line, it jumped to 80, and then we looked on our phones at one point in time and it said 90. So we're waiting, and it's fine, and we're waiting. And we were standing by some very nice people and chit-chatting a little bit. It was nice. And then Soarin had technical difficulties.
Dun, dun, dun.
So the line stopped moving. And they came on and said that they were having technical difficulties. They were working hard to resolve the problem, but it did not have a time frame at this point. So we decided we were just going to hang out because that really wasn't our Epcot day. So we didn't really have anything else that we needed to do. So it was air conditioning, so it was lovely. So we waited, and he came back on, made another announcement that said the people in the back of the Fast Pass line had about a 45-minute wait. And the people in the back of the standby line, it would be about a 150-minute wait.
Yeah.
Lots of people bailed then. Lots of people bailed before then. As soon as they had technical difficulties, they bailed, which moved us up quite nicely. But they got it going, or one theater going.
Right.
So one theater was continuing, and we were moving up slowly but surely, but not very fast at all, until, because we had waited quite a bit before the technical difficulties had started.
Oh, yeah.
And then we could barely see, but we could see that when they were loading the people, they were loading everyone from this Fast Pass line and then one party from the standby line. And I was like, okay, I get it. You have a Fast Pass. You're supposed to get on the ride quicker than normal. But when something like that happens, it would have been nice for them to there's 87 seats per theater, do 60 people from the Fast Pass line and 27 people from the standby line. So 2/3 are Fast Pass, 1/3 is approximately standby. But that's not what they did.
That's not what they did at all.
No. And that might be their procedure. I don't know if that's their procedure or not. And they came on and made many, many announcements about the wait time in the back of the line. And I guess you could choose to bail at that point in time or not. But we decided to stay and wait it out. And then they got a second theater up and going. So then it did start to move a little bit quicker. And actually, I think we were on the ride like 100 minutes after we had gotten in line.
It was a long time, but we figured we were inside the air conditioning.
That's right.
And then we figured, well, we've already invested this much. Let's just kind of stay.
Exactly.
So we had heard that one of the new theater was up and running, and one of the old theaters was shut down, I guess, because they were refurbing that one a little bit. So apparently at one point, one of the theaters broke. I don't know which one, if they fired up the old one, but the new theater was the one they actually opened up. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if they had broken down, because once that other theater opened up, the line was gone.
Right. It went very fast after that. So, but then I got seated next to my most favorite type of park goer, the one who feels the need to videotape every single thing. And she had her phone out and she videotaped the entire Soarin' ride. And I'm just like, there's no way she's going to see anything on her phone when she goes to view that later. And I am not a big videotape every single thing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a big, let's just experience it. Let's experience it together, experience it as a family, take some pictures. Mackenzie has probably taken 20 selfies at this point in time. And
every single attraction she's taken a selfie of herself on. It's been awesome.
It's been hilarious. I think my favorite one was on the Soarin' ride. She actually did a selfie with the hot air balloons in the background. It looks like she's actually in a hot air balloon, It looks pretty good. It's pretty funny, but and that's fine. She's having a good time. She's been here before. But, when you go to Disney, take your time and actually enjoy the experiences. Don't worry about, filming every single thing. Take some pictures, record some memories, but more importantly, be there for your family. Because if you're videotaping everybody and everything, you're not interacting with your family as much as you could. And I think Disney and Walt Disney's vision was all about the family and being there with your kids. And quite frankly, truthfully, how many times do you get those videotapes out and stick them in and watch them?
That is very true.
How many times have we done it? Not many.
Not many at all. Once in a while I'll come across them because I've tried to get them all on the computer once in a while. I'll be like, hey, come here and look at this. But really, not really much at all.
No. And that's kind of sad. Maybe we should sit down and do some of that and watch them. But don't record every single attraction, because it's happened a couple times we've been on. They're recording every single thing that happens, and it's dark on a lot of the rides, so it's not going to come out, and it's not going to be the enjoyable experience you want it to be post-production.
Right. I will say, here's my little video tip for anybody who wants to videotape at Disney World. Don't videotape the ride. Don't videotape from the vehicle. videotape you like your kids walking up to the attraction.
Oh, absolutely. And get the excitement on their faces and then just enjoy the experience with your child.
Because you're not going to care about the attraction or actually inside the attraction so much. It's going to be the kids' reaction going into the attraction or coming off the attraction if you're a little bit ahead of them.
Absolutely. That's the best.
That's what you want to watch.
For sure.
Excellent. Do we have anything else we want to bring up for this trip? Do we want to save it all maybe for the post-vacation wrap-up spectacular?
Well, are we going to talk about getting ready to come down in the post-trip? We'll save that for later.
We'll save that for a cliffhanger. We have to let that soak in just a little bit more. I want to make sure we get home safely before we start cursing anything that could possibly go wrong this trip. I will say, I'm going to give a shout-out to the Be Our Guest podcast, and I believe it was Pam over there, who told us about this LaundryView website for the Disney laundry.
Well, you're taking care of that. I don't know anything about it, but it's been awesome.
It's awesome. So I put it on your phone. Let me see. I think I have it right here because we're actually recording as I'm doing laundry. It is classic LaundryView.com. There's probably Disney in there somewhere. We'll try to post it later. But it lists all the washers and dryers in whatever laundry room at the resort. So before I left, I saw all the laundry machines are open. And as I look down now, I see that our washing machines are at 3 minutes and 1 minute left to go.
Awesome.
How cool is that? And don't bother taking your quarters there anymore. Mm-mm. These washing machines don't take quarters. You got to scan a little card, enter them all on the computer. It's all automatic. And you need your magic band to get into the laundry room.
I like that.
A little security for your laundry.
I like that.
We don't want anybody touching our little privacy stuff in there. I know, that's what I was saying too. Anything else?
I don't think so.
All right. Everybody, let's wrap this up. I apologize for this. Not apologize for the show. We're kind of doing this raw.
Very much so.
I'm recording right into a piece of equipment here. You kind of hear fading going in and out and that kind of thing. That's kind of cool. But anyway, you can find me on Twitter, ResortLoop Tim, on Facebook at Tim Scott, and the website, ResortLoop.com. Bob's not here, but he would tell you, check out the new running team, the Resort Loop Rocketeers, over on Facebook. We have Looper Nation Live over at Facebook. And everybody, just be sure to share the Gateway to the Magic. And one more thing. What would Bob say?
See you, everybody.
Out. Good luck with that, Bob.
With 4 theme parks, 25 resort hotels, hundreds of dining and shopping locations, and seemingly innumerable special events and ticket options, planning a trip to Walt Disney World can seem overwhelming. That's why the ResortLoop.com podcast has teamed up with People Mover Travel to help you get the most magic out of your Disney vacation. People Mover Travel will walk you through every aspect of your next Disney trip, from ensuring you get the best discounts to FastPass Plus and dining reservations and so many other things. Best of all, there is no fee for their service. That's right, you get your very own expert Disney vacation planner at no cost to you. For more information and to request a free, no-obligation quote, visit peoplemovertravel.com.